My fellow female activists, it is time again for a wellness video. Today it's hydration. Cathy Perez here, your wellness coach and fellow female activists. So we are back, and you know how we start these. Again, this is a wellness video. Okay, so this is part of the wellness playlist, and we talk about all things that have to do with both our mental and physical health. So today we're talking about hydration. Okay, 5 reasons why water is awesome. Okay, 5 reasons why water or hydration is what is awesome. So we will start though with our wonderful positive intelligence, positive quotients, repetitions, or PQ reps. Okay, so if you're new here, hello. Subscribe and like, and we always start our wellness videos, and you can tell by my background, it's like that Zenish green kind of looking color. We always start with our positive quotient repetitions, and it's to get us into our Zen mind, to get us more sage-like. So if you're feeling comfortable, feel free. You can be standing, sitting, uh, however you want to be, laying down. If only to be safe, right? Only if you feel safe, go ahead and close your eyes. And this is somewhat like meditation. Okay, so you want to be in a nice, quiet place, preferably alone. And again, as long as you feel safe, feel free to close your eyes. I will do so. And I want you to take a few clearing breaths. So go ahead and inhale through your nose, fill up your lungs, exhale with a sigh. Inhale one more time, hold it, and exhale with a sigh. Now, go ahead and let your breath naturally happen. And what I want you to do, while it may sound easy, you may find it's going to be rather distracting. I want you to concentrate on your breath without changing it. Just listen to each time you take a breath in and take a breath out. When you do that, when you can tell you're taking the breath in and taking the breath out, you're going to name it that. Breath, breath. Don't concentrate so much on it, but just notice when you are breathing, and you're going to think to yourself, breath. And now the interesting part will be, can you keep thinking ever so lightly on your breath? Chances are you're going to be distracted. And when that happens, just come back to your breath. If your mind's drifted away from your breath, bring it back. If it's drifted again, gently bring it back to your breath. And go ahead and blink your eyes open. I wonder how many times you drifted. Even I do that. So that's like a beginning version of one of the funner PQ reps that I love. It's actually called um, labeling while anchoring. Label with anchor, you can call it. Labeling while anchored. Okay, so it's a little bit more advanced, okay, but nonetheless, I wanted you to experience it. So today, again, it is a wellness um, little tidbit, and we are talking about hydration. And there's so many different reasons to love staying hydrated. We are going to go over 5, okay, quickly. And I want you to really understand why I'm very specific about always talking about water. Now it can be infused. I definitely would love it to have electrolytes in it, right? But I want you to really start to distinguish when you are using other forms of hydration. Again, there's nothing wrong with drinking other items, but oh, and, right? Because I prefer and. The word and is additional versus but, giving the whole like, no, that sucks. No. And water is really all our body requires, okay, when it comes to any type of liquid. These are 5 reasons why we want to stay hydrated. Number one, and this is not anything going to be new to you, but I want to always reiterate what is so common because we get to remember why we want to continue staying hydrated. Okay. So, number one, 60% of our body is liquid. Now, you would be hard pressed to think that that's true, but it is. Okay. So, it is totally true that we are more liquid than we are solid. So, however you want to look at that, just think about it. So, the more hydrated we are, the more actually ample we're going to feel. We're going to feel more, literally, we're going to feel more buoyant. We're going to feel more energetic. Why? Because we're supported. Okay. We are supporting that 60% of us, right? When we don't have enough hydration, and in fact, most people are chronically dehydrated, right? We can tell, all right? There's a lot of different reasons that you want to stay hydrated, all right? So 6% of your body is liquid. That's why you want to stay hydrated as much as possible. Number 2 reason to stay hydrated. Your blood is actually replenished with hydration, and water obviously is how it's happening. So the more water that we have in us, the easier we can replenish our blood supply. And if you weren't already knowledgeable about this little fact, your body, okay, during the time when we're asleep, okay, it uses up, get this, a, if I'm not mistaken, it uses up, I want to say a liter. That sounds like a lot. I forget I think it is though. It uses up a liter of water, like literally during the time when we're rejuvenating, when we're asleep, during deep sleep, and then again during REM. That deep sleep is all about replenishing. Okay. It's flushing out toxins. So if we don't have enough hydration, our body can't actually clean itself out as readily as it should. So hydration, imperative. That cleaning process also includes rejuvenating our blood. Okay, so yes, your blood will replenish itself, right? Like let's say you donated blood, and then they tell you, okay, well, you want to drink a lot of water, right? Because we want to replenish what you lost, right? So blood replenishes with water. Okay, so the more water you have, the easier and quicker your body is going to replenish itself, right? Number 3 reason to stay hydrated. Water helps all the other fluids move easier in your body. That might sound kind of like lame. Well, yeah, because there's more hydration. Yeah, but do you understand? We have more than just blood, right? Our blood is what transports a lot of those fluids, but there are fluids in different parts of our body, okay? And the more hydration we have, the easier that transport happens, okay, in any way, shape, or form. So we always want to be thinking about hydration, yeah, because it's going to move everything in our body a lot easier. All right. Uh, we want to remember also that, again, the type of water does matter. Like, we don't want to be drinking dirty water, stuff like that. But more importantly, if we can have electrolytes, that's a good idea. Okay. So if we can, because just so you know, drinking just straight water doesn't necessarily replenish much. I mean, it will basically just flush itself out. We want to infuse that water with as much nourishment as possible so that we get the benefits of it. Our organs get the benefit. Okay. All right. So, number 4 reason why we want to stay hydrated. all of our organs, like I was alluding to right now, require ample hydration to actually work efficiently. So the more hydration we have, again, not overhydrating, but the more hydration we have, the easier it's going to be for your organs to actually function properly. Um, like let's take the liver. The liver flushes all kinds of stuff. It's like our I guess you could say like the garbage disposal. Like people think that it's the stomach, but it's actually the liver. The stomach emulsifies, right? It turns, I mean, there's acid, there's hydrochloric acid in our bodies, right? In our tummy. We have a hydrochloric acid because it breaks down the food, right? And then from there, it seeps into where it's supposed to go. Well, it's our actual liver that then really detoxifies everything so that it can then eliminate, right? So it can get out of our bodies. So we want always, always to keep our organs as hydrated as possible so that they feel their best, okay? And then number five, okay, number five reason is water is life. Um, embrace hydration. Water is life, like no joke. Like that's how life started on Earth, right? Little baby microorganisms were able to get hydrated, and then all of a sudden you have life, and then you have what we now know as human life. Okay, so it's a big deal to stay hydrated, and water is life. So, one, we want to conserve it as much as we can, right? But when we are drinking it, we want it to be as fortified as possible, meaning if you can, infuse it with stuff, okay? Put electrolytes in it. I would prefer you add electrolytes, i.e., just drop a lemon slice in there. That will add some electrolytes. It won't add a whole bunch, but it'll add some. Um, what I'm getting at is, yes, you can get electrolytes from sports drinks, but there's a lot of artificial stuff in there. I would prefer you get your hydration whenever possible with as pure water as possible, that's been infused, that you've done on your own. Okay, I want you to really think about how I can do my best, okay, to infuse my water so that it's actually sending in all those nutrients through the water transport, right? And then seeping into our bodies. All right. Again, yes, anytime you're drinking water, that's a good thing. Okay. But I want you to see how you can amp up, okay, amp up all of that wonderful water so that it's in your best interest and you are feeling groovy. All right. So with that, that's pretty much it. Your CTA, your call to action is let me know in the comments, you know, how you track, okay, how you track how hydrated you stay. Keep in mind, okay, that on average, the easiest way, and there's a video, and I can probably link to it, about tracking your water. You really want to know how much water, at least, you know, take a gauge for a week, actually track your water and see how much you're drinking, because then you can conceptually and then physically realize, okay, this is how I felt with all this water, okay, sufficient water. And then this is how I know I can track it, or at least take a good uh, estimate of how much water I have drank throughout the day, right? Don't make it like, you know, something that, again, something else you have to think about, but be at least willing to figure out, okay, I know that this particular water bottle, right, has this much water. So if I take it with me everywhere, I know approximately how much water I've drank throughout the day. And if I'm, you know, deficient, now I know I can ramp it up, right? So again, there are always ways to bring up the water count. Water is in food, right? There is water in food, but I want you to really consider how you can make that a very conscious effort to stay hydrated. Okay. So, with that, we will see you next time. I look forward to it. Until then, take care, take charge. God bless.